got like a 76 inch or inch reach or something.
Wow,
Something like
that's massive reach. Big
it
arm.
was dumb. I'm like, holy smokes! It's like, okay, I got decent reach for my size, but it's like, man, you got another arm on your arm, bro.
He's got an arm growing off his arm. This
Like,
motherfucking.
like, man, this guy's like Luffy, and he can just stretch his arm out. Like, holy smokes!
And like, I mean, it's happened to me where you get into a cage with like you see an opponent on film or whatever, and then like for example, my last guy, when we watched film on him, he was fighting at heavyweight and he was fucking fat and kind of sloppy, and we're like, okay, yeah, let's go. Then I get to the weigh-ins. I'm looking for the guy. I'm like, where the fuck is this motherfucker? And then I see this guy fucking chiseled to the tits. And I'm like, that can't be the same motherfucker. And I'm like, ah, shit.
He changed his life.
You just, like, why'd you start dieting when you had to fight me? Like, fuck. But, like, how many times have you gotten in the cage and you looked across and you seen a fucking guy just tanked and you're like, ah, shit, what the fuck am I doing? And then
that's kind of how I felt against Nordine, because at weigh-ins, I'm like, oh, okay, he ain't that big, and then I see him rehydrate, and I'm like, damn, this guy's huge.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm like, I gotta try and just like run this guy down and just make sure he doesn't blast me. And that's all he did, was just found his range, just used his IQ, and just started blasting my legs.
yeah. But and that happens a lot of times. There's like one of my teammates, I think you know Urga Segeta, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Yeah.
he fought at a BTC and he fought this guy from the States, and it might have been on the same card that you fought Scott. Yeah, I think it was. So he fought this big giant
I know. Yeah, I know.
Hulk motherfucking looking black guy, right? And me and my wife looks in this shit, like we look at it, and I'm like, I believe in Ergus, but that motherfucker's big.
Like,
Right?
this is some Goliath shit. Like,
Yeah, and then
I know exactly.
the funny thing was is like how big that guy was, and then Ergus, like, it's funny when that happens in mixed martial arts, when it's like, because that's how amazing the sport is where like Ergus is not a muscular guy. He carries
Just looks like an average looking
fucking dude. Got
those
some,
are the dangerous ones.
yeah, and then he just the fight starts and he picks this fucking Goliath up over his head and starts slamming it. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I mean, that happens quite a bit, and yeah, I mean, there's always memes where it's like they have the big muscular fighter and then fucking Daniel Cormier next to them. Who do you think is better?
Yeah, it was like DC all the way, the Olympian. If you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.